All right, y'all. Welcome to Street Church. Congregation, come on in. And for first time visitors, welcome, welcome, welcome. Listen, this right here, this, this, uh, this gang violence, this type of gang violence, this type of street violence, street justice, whatever y'all want to call it, this violence, this sex, drugs, and violence that's going on in our communities across the United States and even across the world. Evil like never before amongst black youth, particularly black young men between, I'm gonna say, the ages of 24 to 45. Yeah, it's broad. And the primary age, I'm gonna say, okay, is from 13 to 25. And then the secondary age is like 25 to 44, right? These two demographics, right? But the same people, black, Latino, whites, but particularly black communities, where these murders, right, are being done simply to raise the murder rate. Okay, listen, in drill rap, street rap, gangster rap, young and old rap artists rapping about them streets all brag about raising the murder rate, all brag about drugs, all brag about sex. Sex, drugs, and violence is the three main ingredients that go into all drill, street, gangster, scam, whatever genre or type of music you want to define it as, because it fits the conversation that you spitting on that microphone. It is the three main ingredients is sex, drugs, and violence. Even in scam music, they still pulling from drill music, and drill music is pulling from scam music, and drill music is pulling from old gangster rap music. And gangster rap music is the father of it. It is the father of that sin, that evil, to rap about sex, drugs, and violence. Gangster rap. We we have Snoop Dogg, Ice Cube, the Ghetto Boys, Gangsta Nip, E40, Spice One, Tupac, The Locks, Jay Z, Nas, Hilltop Hustlers, Cool C, Steady B, even KRS One, even Rakim sprinkled some of his with some street music, street rap. Everybody, everybody from that era. Uh, Bushwick, when he was by himself, albums after albums, celebrating sex, drugs, and violence. The Ghetto Boys, the Baby Ghetto Boys, Lord 3-2, Big Mike, Master P, his whole label, No Limit, Silk the Shocker, Mac, Fiend. All of them. All of them responsible. Biggie, Shine, Looney, Cameron, Dipset, Joel Santana, Michigan, the Dayton Family, Eshawn the Unholy, Insane Clown Posse, Eminem, D12, Awesome Dre, Beat F and Poncho. Lansing, Michigan. Me, when I was under the rap name Devious. Simpkin Heights is from Lansing. True Hustlers, Southside Players. See, I'm talking to everybody, locally, state, and even international. MC Breed. We all contributed to, and are the fathers of this sin that we have in music now, which is rap music. And now we created another genre, which is gangster rap. And we all responsible for it. And this is why we have the Peasies, the Icewear Vezos, the Lil YNJs, the Louis Rays, the Baby Moneys, the Babyface E's, the Babyface Rays. This is why we got Dame D Dot, Dame Dot. This is why we got what's his name? Band Gang Lonnie. This is why we got what's his name? DDG. This is why we had Jake the Flake. Come on, man. I can run it down to you, man. I got skin in the game. This is how we got Do or Die. This is how we got Twister. This is how we got Kanye. Kanye West. Come on, man. This is how we got Montana 300. This is how we got, you see what I'm saying, FBG. This is how we got OTF. This is how we got a King Von. This is how we got THF. From the gangster music, there's near one of those people who dad didn't get raised up. You see what I'm saying? They uncles, they dads before them. These young ones, they got raised off of Gangsta Nip, the Ghetto Boys, Do or Die, Twister. This rap music is raising our generation after generation after generation after generation. And then we let drill music raise these new kids. And you see what it's doing for us. So where is we going to stop? When are y'all going to start letting your kids be exposed to Christian rap music? All these years, do you know that Christian rap is almost 50 years old? And it was only 3 years behind worldly hip hop. Christian hip hop is almost as old, and we never, because I did 3 albums and 2 mixtapes as a Christian rapper. I have tried to hold myself accountable and put out some music that would change lives instead of destroying lives like I used to do under the name Devious. I did it under the name Holy Seidel. 3 albums and 2 mixtapes. And man, even the churches, even the gospel industry was trying to stop them albums from being heard and the mixtapes from being heard. I had so many labels, Christian labels. We ain't talking about secular labels. I'm talking about Christian labels. Turn me down. Turn me away. I had Christian outlets like on social media not trying to get it out there. They only wanted to put certain Christian rappers out that sounded more secular. Yeah, if you said Jesus more than 3 times, they wasn't trying to hear it. Even we talking about gospel. This is the gospel industry. And it's set up to where the white people, white churches have control of the audience needed to make a real impact or make any kind of financial strides. Do you get what I'm saying? Because black churches are small and mega churches are crooked. So we had to always make our own lanes and stuff. But I don't want to go there with that, you know what I'm saying? Because I already spent 9 minutes, okay? Hey, I'm keeping track. I'm trying to keep track. I say all of this, what I'm saying to you is because I got some news for you. And it's all due to the sex, drugs, and violence that's in rap music. I mean, it's heavy now. It's heavy. It's okay. And now listen, the women don't get no excuse neither because you got people like Boss back in the day, Trina, Lil Kim, And then, and we had like, we had, chicks even back in the day, rappers that was rapping real raunchy, okay? But not always. Or speaking in subliminals about that street life that you can catch now because you know what's up. But yeah, the women got to be held accountable, especially now. Y'all digressing instead of progressing. Twerking, talking about cheating a man, talking about calling one man a lame for this behavior and calling a real one this for this behavior. You calling the real one who out here really, supposed to be the hitter and the street dude. You women is calling him the real one. And you saying the guy who, you know what I'm saying, is the simp is probably the one that care about your tail. Okay? When he hear a cough, he worried from you. When he see you might be limping, he the one worried about you. That's the one you calling a simp. That's the one you calling a lame. That's the one. But, but you want to, what I'm saying, you twerking, you saying you don't need no man, you got all this money. You're just devaluing the left, the value the left. Listen, all men are not domestic violators. There's some good men out here, but you destroying the remnant. That means the few. For those who don't know what remnant means, the few million, you know what I'm saying? The few million, the few hundreds of thousands of black men left that need to be lifted up. We need to hear more songs from these influential black women. Man, I ain't saying, because, listen, at the end of the line, at the end of the day, we as black men and women who are not caught up in this sex, drugs, and violence, we need to be more boisterous. We need to be more courageous about saving our young people in our community anyway. We cannot leave it up to these rappers because they won't do right. They're going to choose the money. They're going to choose the money. They're going to choose the Mac. They're going to choose the murder whenever it suits them. Money, Mac, and murder is on their mind in that order. In that order. And sometimes, they'll try to put a little something in there to make you think they on something positive, but they not. Doing too much destruction, you're doing too much destroying. That you can't do that. You can't go destroy everything over here on this block and then think it's okay because you saved a few cousins and a few uncles, you know what I'm saying, and you doing stuff for your kids. And you look out for your one uncle, and all that. Come on, man. Selfish is what it is. Men and women who rap, make music. And I'm talking about, listen, rock and roll is doing the same thing. Country is doing the same thing. Y'all destroying y'all kids too. But as a black man, I know rap music is the most influential thing to black people. Period. In all demographics, young and old. But anyway, on that note, because I'm only going to spend a little time now on this ain't even what the video was supposed to be about, but it's related to it. You see what I'm saying? So I had to get it off my chest. Okay? But what this is related to is the recent Birmingham, Alabama double homicide first and quadruple homicide 1 hour apart. So first, the police in Birmingham, Alabama, in the Willem area, right? The Willem community, right? It's probably a section in Alabama. Never been to Alabama. I don't know how the layout is there. You know what I'm saying? But this is what they said. They responded to 2 people dead killed from gunshots. And within an hour from that double homicide, they were having to respond to a quadruple. Quad is four. So quadruple means four people murdered. First, the three, they said whoever caught them at a car wash in the Smithfield community, okay, in Alabama, in Birmingham, Alabama. Four men were laying down from gunshot wounds. Three were already unresponsive. The fourth one, they took to the hospital with life-threatening wounds, and he died. And well, he was already dead, right? Because it was life-threatening when they got him, wasn't gonna make it when he got there. So he was pronounced dead at the hospital. The other three were pronounced dead on the scene. Okay, so here their names is Cortex Ray, 32 years old, Talton Tate, 36 years old, or Talton Tate, but I'm thinking it's Talton Tate, 36 years old, Terrell Edwards was 38, and Kevin McGee, who died at the hospital, was 38. So these men all were close to being 40 years old. And they were still caught up in that sex, drugs, and violence. Because I can guarantee, this is what I believe. I believe that the four that got gunned down is related to the two that got killed. I'm going to call it a connection. I'm going to think them four is retaliation on the two. That's what I believe. And I believe either it was the two youngest being 36 and 32, or it was one of the older dudes and one of the young dudes, right? Younger than the 38, because it's 32, 36, and 38 and 38. Two of them was the same age, right? Which probably mean they knew each other first, and then you got 36-year-old and 32-year-old. But I believe that them two homicides that were first the police, Birmingham police first responded to, has something to do with the four. I could be wrong, but I'm calling it. I'm saying it's a connection. I'm saying it's retaliation between two separate sets, gangs, cliques, whatever you want to call them, mobs, whatever. So, in just an hour, and oh, look at this. Okay, so they don't even know if it was suspects who did the shooting on the four quadruple, like, right? So I'm thinking four. I'm gonna call it again. I'm thinking it's more than one person. I think they was ambushed. They was at a car wash, so it was easy for somebody to pull up down at the back and already let the other person out to come up, and then they just come out of there, and the person come from behind, gun them down, and then they all get in the car and take off. Car wash, that's probably highly, most likely how it happened, right? Now check this out. Right after they cleared the scene at the quadruple homicide, right after they cleared the scene at the quadruple homicide, there was more gunshots that rained off. Y'all understanding what's going on? And all of this go back to gangster rap. When the industry let gangster rap in, that was the mind control that they needed to enslave the black community's youth for all time. When they allow gangster rap, when they allow sex, drugs, and violence to run rampant in black communities, They no longer needed segregation. They no longer needed racism. They no longer needed bigotry. They no longer needed um, discrimination. They no longer needed um, prejudices. They didn't. Sex, drugs, and violence being allowed to run rampant in our communities. Black community, I'm talking about the black community, because this is where it's happening the most. This is where they let everything that they can throw at us that's negative, they allow it to run rampant in our communities. They have been allowing um, the murder rate to rise in Chicago, New York, down south, places in down south. Now it's Alabama. They did it before in Arkansas, Georgia, Texas, um, South Carolina, North Carolina, and anywhere is black communities. They let all of this sex, drugs, and violence run rampant. Because that's the new slave master. That's the new slave masters. Sex, drugs, and violence in black communities. That's the new slave master. That's the one that's whipping us. That's the one that gets you before you get a chance to run away. That's the one that's lynching us. Sex, drugs, and violence. So I'm telling y'all right now, look at what's going on in our communities. And they perpetuate it through rap music. They perpetuate it through R&B. They perpetuate sex, drugs, and violence through R&B. They perpetuate it through rap. They perpetuate it through social media. Now it's social media. And they perpetuate it through gaming. So I'm just telling y'all that this is where we at. And the only way we can stop being where we at and to go forward is to stop doing and stop listening and stop thinking, stop saying, and stop doing the same things that we doing that continues to perpetuate this sex, drugs, and violence, which is the new slave masters over the black population. Period. I'm black. Why I'm gonna talk about somebody else right now when I know that these murders got to do with black people that I'm talking about. Birmingham, Alabama. These murders got to do with black people. So why am I going don't get in my comments pointing out that I ain't said nothing about white people or I don't do nothing. They is their own responsible. It's people that represent them and influence them. I'm here to influence my own people to do something, think something, say something, and do something different. That's who I'm here for. This is Street Church. We're gonna lay it all out. So don't come in my comments with that crap. Don't say why I didn't do something on this murder that happened in the suburbs or nothing like that. I'm talking about what's going on in communities that's like my community, where I live. I live in Lansing, where it's going on the same way it just happened in Birmingham, Alabama. It just ain't as much, but it's happening. And it's happening at a rate that it never used to happen in this small town, this small city. So this is Street Church. We're going to lay it all out over here. Y'all think about what I said. Drop something in the comments. Listen, I got product now. I got a store connected to this website where y'all can buy t-shirts, hoodies, coffee mugs, what's those thermos, all that stuff. Hoodies, t-shirts, everything. Come on, grab something because my YouTube channel ain't monetized. It ain't been monetized in a long time, 11 months or so. So the way to help me do what I need to do, stay financially straight so I could be in front of this camera on my phone and talking to y'all and doing these videos, it would go a long way to help me. And I want to be more helpful in my community. And the one thing that you need to do is have your finances. So I need those finances. Let's do it. Come on. Like, share, subscribe, run the numbers up, and buy some product, y'all. This is Street Church. I'm letting the congregation out. God bless.